Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. We're greatly looking forward to revival nights tonight down at main campus as we start on the beauty of the Father's grace. But right now I want to talk to you about revival for just a minute. I was talking to an old friend in Australia the other day, and he said, sometimes I don't want to sound old, but sometimes I feel like a remnant. He said, I don't understand the church in the world today. And we had a good laugh together, and I said, what happened to the church that we grew up in? I'm not talking about just our local church, but I'm talking about the church world. What happened to the church world where everybody was interested in souls and crusades and getting people saved and door-to-door evangelism and witnessing to their friends, and now we just do social movements? What happened to the church that every heart was uplifted to God and in worship, and now we have colored lights and smoke machines and scented air conditioning to create the right atmosphere, with lights and with smells to create the right moods of people? Whatever happened? Yes, I know back in the 90s and the revival, there was a little bit of wildfire, but I would much rather teach people out of wildfire than the sterile, barren, professionalistic entertainment the modern church world has come into. It hurts. I mean, it really hurts. Now, when I look at this, I don't see this as a failure of God's people. I see it as a failure of the pulpit. I see it as a failure of leadership. I want you to notice what one king did. His name was King Asa, beginning in chapter 14, verse 2 of 2 Chronicles. Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his God. He removed the foreign altars and the high places. He smashed the sacred stones and cut down the Ashereth poles. He commanded Judah to seek the Lord, the God of their fathers, and to obey his laws and commands. He removed the high places and the incense altars in every town of Judah, and the kingdom was at peace under him. He built up and fortified the cities of Judah, since the land was at peace. No one was at war with him during those years, for the Lord gave him rest. Let us build up these towns, he said to Judah, and put walls around them with towers and gates and bars. The land is still ours because we have sought the Lord our God. Why is the land still ours? Why are the promises still ours? Because we have sought the Lord our God. We sought him, and he has given us rest on every side. So they built and prospered. The difference one godly leader can make. A man who personally sought God, a man who personally worked on making sure the people under his leadership lived for God. He taught them the Word of God. He challenged them to live right. And then look at what God did. A great season of prosperity and building and boom for the people of God. I would challenge all of my pastor friends, quit trying to please people. You're so worried about, if you tell people not to drink, if you tell people that homosexuality is wrong, if you tell people that adultery is wrong, if you tell people that premarital sex is wrong, they'll leave the church. Well, let them leave. But never let God leave. Never let Ichabod be over the house of God. The glory has departed is what Ichabod means. I challenge you as pastors. Don't stand up and get all mean and angry. But teach people the right way to live. And if people leave, then let them leave. But may God always be comfortable in his house. Now, pastors, I make you a promise that if you will challenge the people to live right, if you will challenge the people to live right and to seek God, God will prosper and God will bless your church.